pretty healthy, they say. And then you go to the fucking fridge and you pull out a fucking jug of milk and pour it in a bowl of cereal. And because it's wheat thins, you're like, I'm helping my heart health. It says right here on the box. Like, that's not even uncommon. I'm not the only. Every time I fucking buy a box of cereal, that shit's just gone. I don't have cereal, and it's not because I'm not buying cereal. I ate all the fucking cereal. I'm not done buying it because I'm not convinced. Listen, I've quit nicotine twice before. I'm not convinced that I have the willpower to not eat the whole box of cereal if I buy a box of cereal. I'm a thin dude, man. It's not just a me thing. And even a lot of my friends have the same thing. Cereal is a binge food. So, let's talk about the concept of freshness. Let's talk about your childhood, which nobody wants to talk about. Oh no. Nobody wants to eat food that is not fresh. And also, nobody wants to waste food. The vegetables were not fresh. You know, our parents kept vegetables way too fucking long. They let the fucking celery get all fucking wilty and shit, and salad was always soft, and it just stays in the fridge. It's like, why is that bent ass fucking spinach in this fridge? I was thinking that when I was little. I was just thinking, man, spinach is disgusting. And that's what I thought, like, the entire time I was growing up. I see all these rotten vegetables in the fridge, and that's what gets kind of, not like rotten, they're not moldy or anything, they're just wilted and they're old, and it's what gets used cooking. I'm not vibing with it. Meanwhile, the got milk, that's a little early. I'll give you a hint, it feels pretty damn fresh when the milk is ice cold and the cereal is crunchy, but it's not. That's ultra processed. It's been on the shelf for 16 years, I bet. Probably not that long, they sell it way too quick, but it's been on the shelf for a long time, man. That shit's not fresh. It's not the definition, but it feels like the definition. Especially when you're a little kid and food is just kind of like this mysterious new thing with all these weird textures, and you're just kind of getting off boob milk and, you know, pureed bananas and shit. Yeah, a lot of that shit that's made with the old vegetables just tastes like garbage, so you don't want to eat it. You don't want to eat any of that shit because it's like wilty shit that gets stuck in your teeth and it's bendy. Nobody wants a fucking bendy piece of goddamn celery. What the fuck? Anyway, early sensory exposure defines definitions in our mind. It defines habits as well, as pointed out by Cook and others in 2007 in a study they did on food neophobia, which is like fear of new foods, which I definitely had. I actually love fish, but I didn't try it for years because the idea of eating a fish, what? I watched Bubble Guppies a lot, man. Anyway, Cook and the other scientists are mentioned in the description for all these sources and everything. It's well researched. Now, there was also the thing, and I think all of us experienced it growing up, you can't throw that food away. Like, you need to finish your food. There's kids in Africa starving. Put this shit on a fucking plane and send it to them. You won't, motherfucker. It's not gonna happen. You can't get over there, and it's not gonna stay fresh long enough to get over. We have enough food. The only reason the food isn't over there is because of economic bullshit that I'm not even gonna get into, but it's a bunch of horseshit. We have enough food. We're just stupid. Anyway, you don't like to throw away food, and fresh food rots a lot fucking faster than, you know, processed garbage. And one fresh food is milk, even though it's like not good for you. If you can put that fresh food and processed food, boom, you got a big bowl of freshness, and it's for breakfast. It's 99 grams of sugar. You all love it. It's great. Unless you're like kind of a victim of the obesity epidemic or diabetic, you know, or you have irritable bowel syndrome, you know, many things. But yeah, people do prefer non-perishables to avoid the guilt of throwing away food, and this is actually confirmed in a study by a scientist with the last name of Block in 2011, and you can look at it in the description to fully accredit his name, because I only have his last name here. My bad. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You're failing the starving kids in Africa when you throw the salad away, and that's wrong. You can't throw that salad away, because it's still good. But no, it's garbage, and it's inedible. It's so gross. No one will eat it. It will become moldy. Eliminate the air quality of the fridge, leading to more mold, which means 2 days after we get the strawberries that I do want to eat, they will be moldy, and I will not eat them. Talking about like when I was a little kid, I buy my own food now. If I get strawberries. Yeah, I've seriously noticed though, like when I changed my mindset about freshness and what's fresh, it changed the experience of eating the food, not necessarily how it tasted, but how I felt eating it. Because, like, eating cereal, there's this, like, feeling of just, like, you know, fresh with every bite. Like, you fucking feeling that ad from the Got Milk campaign where the guy pulls the thing out of the fridge, the fucking cow out of his fridge. I'm gonna tell you what that is later. Can't find the note. But yeah, breakfast cereal is very comforting. Like, another thing is if your parents are arguing and no one made dinner, like, you can get a bowl of cereal and it's gonna taste good as fuck. You can fill yourself up because it's a bunch of milk. Research shows that kids exposed to sugary cereal ads and processed food ads are up to 30% more likely to keep eating those foods and choosing those foods into adulthood as compared to people that did not get exposed to that stuff. Which I feel like, you know. But yeah, all the fun fucking characters like the tiger and fucking, you know, the bunny and all the bullshit, it's just... These cereals are like 40% sugar by weight, dude. Like 30 to 40% sugar by weight. Legit. And you can look at the sources in the description for that. But just think about that. Might as well just give your bowl a kid of sugar. Some people are dumb enough to do that. A banana is like just giving your kid a fucking 8 grams of sugar with hardly any fiber. Honestly, no. The parents should have been fucking smart enough. But yeah, having a little... And this is another thing. Usually the salad is so close, because it's a side portion, so close to the other food that things you don't really want in the salad are getting on there and mixing with it and heating the salad up and or making it limp, or they just gave you a fucking limp salad. And now I'm talking about restaurants specifically, like when you go out to eat. That's bullshit. That is not how you serve a fucking salad. What the fuck? That's disgusting. It needs to stay fucking cold. Salad's supposed to be cold. It's supposed to be crisp. Get your fucking limp spinach out of here. Only 9% of Americans actually eat the amount of vegetables the CDC is recommending. Oh, but salad's a side portion. You put it right next to your steak so it gets nice and hot and you never eat it, and it's just like a little green plate that you stick on your plate because it's like fucking plate galore. Like the word galore today. Another thing, I kind of mentioned that already, is that, like, when salad's a side dish, what's the main course? Well, of course, it's a nice juicy steak and a baked potato with butter and cheese, baby. No, that's really bad for you. But and especially the potatoes we eat in America, they got no fucking fiber. Like, we've bred out the fiber from them. Oh, but genetic engineering is so bad, even though we've been breeding the fiber out of fucking potatoes, man. The original 1999 and the 1999. Yeah, let's just increase. The original 1992 USDA food pyramid was heavily influenced. That's an understatement. It was mostly created by lobbyists for the fucking meat and dairy industry and the bread industry, because those things were subsidized by the government. So they needed to succeed. The same thing happened with the gas industry, but yeah, the government needed those things to succeed. That's why there was government cheese. We had so much cheese, we were like, oh fuck, we've cheesed. My friends, this is a scientist, I believe, in my notes, but their last name looks exactly like Nestle. I think they might be Nestle. Nutritionists like Nestle in 2002 showed that USDA committees prioritized industry profit over public health. Put this in perspective. From 2006 to 2009, food companies spent $1.8 billion marketing directly to children. That was all the shit that we saw growing up. That was the fucking Bugs Bunny ass thing, the Tricks Bunny, and the fucking tiger. Wait, that's fucking Winnie the Pooh. I've successfully erased them. I beat the Matrix. Bright colors, repetition, fucking an ad, more ads, 1, 2, 3, 4 more. But you just saw it all day, and then at the end of watching your Saturday morning cartoons, you're like, goddamn, I need a huge bowl of Fruity Pebbles with an exorbitant amount of milk. That's the way I thought when I was little, and you probably did too. So yeah, they call this neuromarketing research, but they actually do brain studies making this stuff. So they have participants fucking hooked up to a brain scanner as they eat the cereal to figure out which cereal has the highest dopamine response. But a study done by Bruce and others in 2014 showed that familiar branding activities reward circuits even without hunger. So, yeah, you don't have to be hungry for this shit to basically be firing at your brain like a vape. Literally like a vape. Dude, I've quit nicotine twice before, and still, I vape a little bit right now. but not that much. Significantly less than I ever did before. But, dude, I can't buy a box of cereal because it's going to be gone immediately. That's a neural pathway for you. That, because I'm aware of it, and I'm just like, I don't have the willpower to do that. I'm going to eat it all. You know, that's the damn neural pathway for you. And they did the research to make it happen. Another thing you'll notice is that with Kellogg and a lot of these other big cereal brands, I don't have notes for this, but I know it, kind of, you can research this on yourself. But a lot of the people that did that research were the same people that did the research and ads for Nabisco, which was originally tobacco. Yeah. Straight from tobacco to children. Literally. With the same tactics. Dude, that's crazy. You know, I'll add something in the description for that. But yeah, repetition and repeated confirmation that vegetables are gross, because they're all fucking damn near goddamn expired when we're eating them. Anyway, the repeated conditioning, the vegetables are gross, and cereal and breakfast foods and fucking toast and bacon, that's fresh. That's real food. You know, it doesn't just affect what we want to eat when they fucking do this shit on repeat on the ads that we're not really paying attention to. Those just kind of slip right into our subconscious. But yeah, it's gonna shape what feels safe. If your vegetables are limp and they look like they're rotting, even if they're safe, you know, if they look like they're rotting, it doesn't feel safe and you don't want to eat it anymore. Okay, when that's repeated all through your entire childhood, what the fuck you think the likelihood is you're actually gonna fucking eat vegetables as an adult? It's not high. It's not very high. Yeah, overall, to wrap this all up, the food industry, actually the garbage industry, is leaning on nostalgia and hypnosis and, you know, trick you into buying garbage. You know, they're the garbage overlords. So, but yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share this video if you liked it. Did a lot of work on the research for it, so yeah, goodbye.